Welcome to VPI. Come on in and meet the team. So this is the entrance to VPI. This is taking us right into our office area. Well, first thing when you come into VPI, you see our production line, our Prime Scout, our VPI Prime and Prime Signature. We also have a cool little guy in the corner there. We call it our Steampunk Prime. That's a leather Prime that we made special just for fun. And then in here, this is where all the magic happens on the office side. We have our customer service director, Mark Boyle.
Hello.
He's super shy. No, he's not. Over in here, let's take a quick little peek here. This is our conference room slash where we have our listening room and have a lot of meetings and everything. And we have a little mini system here. We actually have our Rosewood Prime. It just came back from Expona. And then actually in the center of the table, we have our Rockstar Scout, which we're doing as a fundraiser for Wounded Warriors. And then back through this way. Now, back in there is actually my main desk when I want to get away, but I like to be on the floor with my guys or on the customer service floor. So I usually work from here, this way I can communicate easily with Mark and my grandma. So that's Shirley, my grandma.
Right.
And she's been with the company since the beginning. Used to be my mom, Sheila, and my grandma running the whole thing together. They did all the stuff in the office, and then my dad, who you all see a little later, he would handle the factory floor. Then over here, who you might be able to hear her voice, this is where Jane works. Jane handles all the invoicing and purchase orders, and oh, there she is now. She's running away. Let's go get her. This is my lovely better half, Jane Weisfeld.
Hi.
She's my
Yeah.
what do you do? She's my office manager.
Yeah, I'm doing shipping right now.
Yeah, she's in the shipping mode right now, so she's getting all that done. So that brings us on to the VPI factory floor. Over here on our right side, this is our receivables area. So this is where we get in the repairs, we get in supplies, we get in all the things that will be filtered out and organized. Then on this side, this brings us to the production floor. Starting on our right-hand side here with the reference line, and this is actually Leo. He's been with us for almost 40 years. He came with the building. This is Leo, and he's our technician who works on all the reference line tables, the Avenger, Avenger Plus, Avenger Reference, and so he's the technician who would work on all these different models. As you can see from here, we have them ranging from good, better, best, as with the entire VPI production line. Ranging all the way up to the VPI Titan over here on our left-hand side here. And it all has the same theme as far as having this tripod look, having the ability to mount multiple tone arms, and just having the ability of interchangeable parts that work with each other. So this is Leo's domain and corner. And then over to our right-hand side, we have Tom, who's our Prime Scout guy, and with the production line, the Prime Scout represents our good aspect of it with the curves representative of the Prime itself. And so right now he's working on some 230-volt motors, looks like.
Calibrating some pulleys and we're getting ready to ship them out on Monday.
Fantastic. So it goes through all its proper testing. Actually, right above his head, we have our testing stations. That's on every technician's workbench, so they could build the table, test it, make sure everything measures properly, and then let each table go through its proper run time. And then as we go through here, on the right-hand side, we actually have a bunch of Prime Scouts that are getting ready. Once Tom gets these motors set, they'll then be accompanied with the chassis and be able to go through their proper runtime, just to make sure the platters all get burnt in, as well as the motors, to make sure everything's running smoothly and properly. And then to our right-hand side, we have our man of steel, Rich Walker. We call him that because he actually used to make all of our steel components. So anyone with original Scouts or original steel racks, Rich was the guy. Him and his father used to make them together. Family-owned company, and years later, he's now our floor manager and production manager and prime guy, making all the primes. That's our guy, Rich Walker. Then over here on our right, our prime signature guy, Jan, or just our signature guy in general. So Jan works on the prime signature, classic signature, and anything signature. And actually, if we scoot over just a little more to the left, this is, well, kind of a first look over here of a new entry-level VPI product. This is the VPI Cliffwood, and this is coming in at $900, still all made in America, hence, well, not all, there are some components. And we're very transparent about it, like the motor is made in Mexico, but still the arm, the machined aluminum platter, the arm lifter, the chassis, the cartridge, Grado, made in Brooklyn. So we're calling it the Cliffwood because even though it's entry level, we're still making it here in Cliffwood, New Jersey, as opposed to when most often when companies do entry level and go overseas. And so this is coming at $900. And with the Grado, this is another exciting thing we're doing. We actually made an adapter that goes onto all Grado cartridges that makes it so much easier to mount. That's actually part of our lean manufacturing idea. Because when we mounted the Grado the first time, it took my guy a little bit too long. So we thought of how can we make it faster, how can we make it better. So just having a slide-on adapter that goes right over the cartridge with threaded holes. That way it can drop right in, easier to mount, and the extra weight makes it much better in the sense of not having that Grado dance that it's sometimes known for, as well as slightly better grounding. So this was a nice little partnership with Grado that we're excited to be doing with the Cliffwood. And actually, he's got a cool little thing back here. So this is a first. This is actually the first prototype of a new tone arm that we'll be showing at the Munich Hi-Fi show. It's supposed to be the JMW Titan, but my dad, Harry Weisfeld, he loves calling it the Fat Boy. And he calls it that because, well, rather, that was the prototype name originally. Because if you look at any of our standard tone arms, Jane, do we have any standard arms here? Yeah. There we go. So when you're looking at like one of our standard tone arms, actually this wasn't really standard.
Oh, you want a 3D over here?
Yeah. Oh, right here. Oh, there we go. So when looking at like one of our standard tone arms, it's a little thinner. So for the prototype purposes, we had identified it as Fat Boy from the 3D printing side, just so we wouldn't mix them up. My dad, Harry, found out that was the name and loved it and started telling everyone, the Fat Boy is coming. So what's exciting here is on the high-end aspect of it, there's more 3D printed material, and we've really gotten much better at it. Better level of dampening, better lows, nice, nice wide sound stage, and what everyone's been asking for forever, a nice threaded back stock to make it easier for adjustment. Since we found all the magic is coming from the arm tube itself in all of our testing of 3D printing, that for this type of tone arm, because of being 12 inches, we have a metal backstock just so it's properly balanced in weight. So that's exciting. This is first and prototype. This will probably be available sometime later in the year on like Avenger tables or any other DIY tables, as well as the VPI Titan. Thank you, Jan. So that's exciting. And then right along here, actually here's a whole bunch of prime signatures that are getting ready to go out. So then again, once everything gets together, they go on the racks, they go through proper testing, and then when finished, they go right along through here. So to our right would take us to our shipping department. We're going to quickly take a trip over to the left-hand side to our electrical engineering department. And this is where we have Mike Bettinger. Mike Bettinger came on the VPI team about a year ago. We first were talking to him as a consultant for redoing the VPI SDS, the synchronous drive system, and then turning into what would now be known as the ADS. Now, this all kind of started as a joke. So I gave his wife Lynn a call, and she answered the phone by saying, VPI Virginia, and we liked the sound of that, and we had to get this guy down here. So this is Mike, and he does the ADS.
The ADSs we build, these are pretty much have a run-in rack here, so we get done building them. We actually burn them in for about 2 hours or so, make sure everything's nice and stable, and push it them out. So, proud of our product here.
Yeah. Having Mike has really been fantastic because besides the ADS and fantastic quality that brings to the table, Mike's actually responsible for all the additional quality control checks, procedures, and testing racks that we have, as well as improving our standards with our motors. So instead of having like wire nuts now we actually have boards that go right in the motor to make it a little cleaner, a little nicer, and easier to use, especially both on the assembly and if there's any repairs needed. We actually have an ADS getting stuffed right now over here on the side. And so that's that guy's getting together. We'll go through its final testing. And the boards are initially stuffed, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong here, and then they end up going onto this testing rig that Mike has here. And then he puts it through its steps, identifies if there's any issues or any problems. Then we'll take it off the rack, and if it passes quality control, it'll then get stuffed into the metal chassis. Otherwise, it'll go back on the block to get tested some more and reworked.
So it's actually, before they're actually assembled, we verified that they're working properly, and there's no issues with the boards, so you minimize the amount of handling and whatnot of the circuit boards, and we also have a fairly good feeling when they go out the door that they're actually working pretty well, so very well.
Yeah, and so then from there, this is our electrical engineering department, and actually, Mike, oh, well, hey, it's right here. This is a prototype, but another reason we're super excited about having Mike on board is his ability with electronics and a phono stage. And if you'd like to speak more about this guy there, Mike.
It's
I want to put you on the spot as much as I can, man. That's, you know.
Basically, it's a basic phono preamplifier. It's based on an earlier design I did, and VPI actually heard it. Harry bought one of the preamps a couple years ago, which is how we got on, speaking terms, and got to.
Well, we like them anyway.
Oh, yeah. So what we're doing now is we're working on putting out a more reasonably priced, version of the phono stage that I did, back a couple years ago. So I'm quite excited about it. It's very good sounding as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we're hoping to be seeing that sometime. I don't know, next week.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No pressure here.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Then we're gonna sneak on, put it over here. You know what? Let's follow Mike up really quick, and so see if showing you guys all the secrets back here. So upstairs, this is initially this is where all the dead bodies were. This is where any things projects that just didn't work out went to. But then, as we had more partnerships, like partnerships with Shinola and Mark Levinson, we felt we needed a dedicated area just for our research and development, and also for Mike to basically steal some time away alone.
Hide away.
Yeah, so that he can get into nitty gritty of electrical engineering design, and just for us to have a spot. So, like right behind Mike, you have a whole slew of tables that have been either prototypes, designs, concept ideas, and other products that either came to fruition in some form or another, or are still on the chop block. So that was exciting there. Actually, this piece just cracks me up, because people forget at this stage that there's a huge DIY market with VPI products, where you can take, for example, a Prime Scout 300 RPM motor, a Prime Scout machined aluminum platter, 10-inch 3D arm, and VTA base, and do a project like a cutting board. This is a bit of a challenge I raised for my dad, Harry, of, I bet you can't do it, bet you can't. So we went to Bed Bath & Beyond. He grabbed a cutting board that, well, my wife Jane freaked out because we owned the same cutting board, and she thought that my dad was chopping away her cutting board. So she was very happy that it was a duplicate. But, so yeah, my dad put this one together. This is just a fun little project that he did. And again, it kind of shows how even if you don't get a VPI table, but you like our components, that you can still get involved with part of the story and have some quality engineered, American engineering over here. So then, and everything else, we have some excess inventory. This is also where we keep a stockpile of additional parts and components. And again, some of these are prototypes, products that never came to be, things that we are testing and working on. And even like when people ask about, why do you use MDF? Well, here's all the real wood, and you'll notice that it is now on the rack, because after doing testing and listening testing, we found that while the real wood looks beautiful from a sonic standpoint, the composite material that we use just has a better sonic signature. So we try it all out. And right back on downstairs. By the way, I just love this clock. I just think that's so cool. Wasn't that a gift from your son?
Yeah, my son gave me that for Christmas. So.
Nice. That's a cool Christmas present, especially if you're an electrical engineer. So, moving forward. So once VPI products get made and put together, then and it goes through its burn-in time, Then you go right through to here, and here's some motors actually getting prepped. You can see the electronics and everything, the insides of it, using a 300 RPM Made in America motor. We use the same motor in the Prime Scout, Prime, and Prime Signature. Going through the tarp over here, this takes us to the last area where the turntables end up. To the left-hand side, we have like a little mini machine shop. We don't really use this too much anymore, but it's still good for legacy product repairs or any other fine polishing or machining that we may have to do that's unexpected. Especially good for prototype work. And then as we go through, once those racks that you saw before are done, we disconnect them, wheel them right on through, and as you can see in this case, we made a wall right around my guy with packaging. So then right back there is our packaging stations. So that's where we've got 2 packaging stations. There's actually my father-in-law over there hiding. See, family business through and through between having my father-in-law and brother-in-law volunteering over here because we all just love making turntables. Then sealing it off, you can see this wall of product over here. There's my wife Jane again. Say hi, Jane.
Hello.
So now, at the end of the day, Jane ends up ending by doing all of the shipping. So as the products get packaged in the packaging stations, which you see any one of my technicians will end over there, they get it packaged up. All the packaging is easy to grab and then placed right on the pallets for Jane to print out the appropriate packing slips and then get them on right out the door. And that's a VPI table from start to finish. This was actually one of the inspirations for the Mark Levinson turntable, and so it goes along with all the other products you see around here at VPI. And then you just can we cut that? So again, this is Mark Boyle, our customer service director, and this is his cat Sprinkles, and it's yeah. So it's okay. You really care about that cat. So it's good to have a nice working environment over here. And I said your cat's name wrong, didn't I?
Said it wrong.
So
wrong.
What's your cat's name?
Sunshine.
Sunshine. I fouled up. You got the Sunshine.
You met her, Matt.
No, I actually really forgot.
She sat in your lap multiple times.
So yeah. Over here is my lovely wife Jane, who is my office and she's Batman. This is actually my office, also the conference room. This is where a lot of the more serious work happens. Oh, come on, guys! My VPI staff members.